Greetings, welcome to a Microsoft Flight Sim video. I think I'm just going to create a short video of flying around my hometown of, not my hometown, where I currently live, in Frederick, Maryland, in a Cessna 172, which is a standard aircraft that everybody learns to fly in. I was going to say I'm going to go through the checklist on how to get it started. Okay, so pre-flight inspection. Now some of these, obviously, because it's a simulation, you can't do everything, but you know, checking your aircraft's documentation, we'll just say that we've checked that off. Parking brake, we're going to make sure that that is set. Okay, ignition is set to off. Avionics set to off. Battery switch, we're going to go ahead and turn that on. Our fuel quantity indicators, okay, that is checked. Low level fuel. Okay. Okay, avionics switch, bus 1, so we're going to turn that on. Avionics cooling fan, now I can actually hear it spinning up. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and turn that off. Static air pressure, that's, you know, it's your outside air when you're flying coming in, that's off. The annunciator panel, that's all these. We want to test it to make sure all the lights light up, and they do. Fuel selector valve is set to both. Okay, fuel shutoff valve is set to we want to open it. Got it. Okay, flaps. We want to test our flaps. Pitot heat. Now what's funny is it says, you know, turn it on, test if it's working. I'm not exactly sure how to do that, or how to test that it's working, not to turn it on. Elevator trim is neutral. Okay, so before we're going to say we've done our walk around, we've tested all, you know, all the things you need to do on the exterior of the aircraft. We're going to simulate, yes, we're wearing our seat belts, all of our electrical equipment is off, our avionics switch, all of these, and these are your circuit breakers, which they're not operable in the sim. Fuel selector both. Fuel shutoff valve is open. Okay, boom. Okay, throttle. We're going to open it about 1/4 of an inch. Okay, our mixture right here. That we want to bring it back to idle cutoff. Okay, here's where we'd look around to see if the prop is clear. Yell out the window, clear prop. Okay, we want to turn our battery switch on. Okay, and we want to turn our beacon light on. Okay, our mixture, we're going to push it back into rich for takeoff. Okay, we're going to turn our battery fuel pump on for 3 to 5 seconds. Get some fuel in there. Okay. Okay, boom, ignition. We're going to bring her over to start.
Clear prop.
So we want to adjust our throttle to 1,000 RPM. Check. Oil pressure. Oil pressure slowly rising. Oil temperature's low. Okay, alternator. We want to cut that on. Okay, we want to check to make sure the alternator indicator light is off. Okay, our altimeter. Okay, we're going to calibrate our altimeter. In the sim, you can do that with a B. Just hitting B on the keyboard for your barometer. Normally, you would get that, whatever the air temperature is, through the weather reports and things like that. Okay, avionics. We're going to cut our avionics on. Kick our transponder over to standby. We already took my flaps up, my heading indicator set, altimeter set, attitude indicator set. Okay, now before even ask for permission to taxi, I'm going to make sure all my controls are free and clear. So you can't do this in the real world, but you can in the sim. Alright, and so we're going to turn our taxi light on. Nav lights on, strobe lights on. For now, I'm going to shut that off. I'm going to reach out to tower.
Cessna Alpha Sierra X-Ray Golf Sierra with Alpha request taxi for takeoff departing straight out.
Cessna Alpha Sierra X-Ray Golf Sierra taxi to and hold short of runway 23 using taxiway. Hotel Charlie Echo Alpha cross runway 12 Alpha. Contact tower on 13.2.4 when ready.
Taxi to and hold short runway 23 using taxiway Hotel Charlie Echo Alpha cross runway 12 Alpha Cessna X-Ray Golf Sierra.
Right, so a turn, parking brake off. Now one thing I always struggled with in Flight Sim 2020 was, the random placement of, like I said, fuel vehicles and vehicles all over the airport. It's kind of a pain. Now we're going to make our way out to runway 23. Now runway 23 means that it is in a heading of 230 degrees. So it is a west-southwest bearing. runway 23 will be down here at the end. Now, I downloaded, some scenery for Frederick, specifically this airport. So it is almost a perfect recreation of Frederick Airport. I mean, both flight schools are there, the old flight tower, the new one, the VOR indicator. It's kind of insane, like especially when you've been here in real life. I took a discovery flight out of this airport a few months ago, and when you've been here and you're very familiar with the area, seeing it so faithfully reproduced in the sim really adds to the immersion level. And now we're getting ready to cross the runway. Oops. I don't see anybody. So this is what we call the run-up area. Now I'm going to go ahead and hit my parking brake. What we're going to do is we're going to run up to about 1700 RPM. What we want to do here is we want to test our magnetos. So by cutting off to just the right magneto, we should see a drop off in RPM from 1700 to, as long as it doesn't dip below 1500, we're fine. That's within tolerances, so we can go back to both. Come back up. Now we go to the left magneto. We're going to see a little drop off in RPM, but not that bad. It's within tolerances. Back to full. Okay. See here, once again, I messed up not being a real world pilot. I didn't let my my GPS
Tower Cessna
initially.
Alpha Sierra X-Ray Golf Sierra ready at runway 23 departing straight out.
Cessna Alpha Sierra X-Ray Golf Sierra Windcom departing straight out approved. Cleared for takeoff runway 23.
Cleared for takeoff runway 23 Cessna X-Ray Golf Sierra.
Alright, so I should have done this right when I, as soon as I activated the avionics, I should have let it go ahead and find. So what it's doing is it's searching for all the GPS satellites, so it can pinpoint where my location is. Now when I look around, you can see like Leo Peterson, GoStream, all these things. Those are actually other players in the sim that are flying at the same time that I am on the same server. Normally I turn those off just because I'm trying to replicate the flight sim. I'm trying to simulate real flight. Real flight and big notifications of other players. Edge 23, we've already gotten the clear to take off. Now, I wish you could appreciate, like I said, in VR, virtual reality, in 3D, you feel like you're in the airplane. You really do. Everything is in 3 dimensions. I mean, it's crazy. Like when you look down, you get a sense for, you know, your altitude off the ground and things like that. It's nuts. I mean, this is as close as you'll come to flying without actually getting in an airplane. Coming off runway 23, we've got a big quarry down here. Now, also, this is my favorite time of the year to sim, just because the trees are just absolutely unbelievable. Now, we're going to back off the throttle. We're going to get us down to about a little over about 2,500 RPM. Now there's the Francis Scott Key Mall right there. It's a big mall in Frederick. It's slowly dying, as all malls are. I believe it's pronounced the Concocted Mountains. Now, what's really cool about, like I said, the scenery is, you know, these are not just like random computer-generated buildings that are, you know, posted to where, you know, things are. This is, you know, a one-for-one recreation. You know, that's Frederick Memorial Hospital. That's how it looks in real life. So I live off this street that runs parallel to 15. I'm not going to specifically point out my house, but like when I fly over it, the satellite imagery, I could see my my sister-in-law's car is parked in our driveway. There's I can't remember what it's called. It's a senior community off Rosemont Avenue. So my Aunt Cass, that's where she spent, you know, the last, I don't know, maybe 10 years? I can't remember how long of her life, but living right there. So there's the little church right there. She used to walk to that church, and that's where she went. It's funny, you know, I wasn't living in Frederick at the time, but it's funny, I'd wind up living less than half a mile from, you know, where she did in the city. Now here, we're flying over, this is Fort Detrick. So, Fort Detrick has a sort of an infamous reputation. Any kind of biological weapons research was done here. And so, you know, the United States, you know, I don't care what they say, you know, all of our secret biological weapons development happened here. solar farm. Now it was funny when I took my discovery flight. We came over right over here. We're flying. I was pointing out all these areas to my flight instructor. I was like, "Oh, there's the solar farm. There's Fort Detrick. Oh, there's Braddock Heights." She was looking at me like I had two heads. And I had to explain to her, well, I've got several hundred hours of sim time flying over this area, so I pretty much know it like the back of my hand.
Cessna X-ray Golf Sierra, leaving my airspace frequency change approved.
So coming up here, like on top
Tower
of the
Cessna
mountain,
Alpha Sierra X-ray Golf Sierra frequency change.
there's a place
Potomac
called
approach Cessna
Braddock
Alpha Sierra
Heights.
X-ray Golf Sierra is type Cessna Skyhawk 5 miles west of Kilo Foxtrot Delta Kilo 1,500 feet.
And
Request flight following.
I tell you, it is such a
Cessna
beautiful
Alpha
place
Sierra
up there.
X-ray Golf Sierra,
It'd
Potomac
be so
approach.
fun to live on top of the mountain.
Squawk Tree 266.
Squawk Tree 266 Cessna X-ray Golf Sierra.
Cessna X-ray Golf Sierra radar contact 5 miles west of Kilo Foxtrot Delta Kilo 1,600 feet. Altimeter tree 0.36.
Roger Cessna X-ray Golf Sierra.
All right, so I'm cutting throttle so I can bleed off altitude. But this is Patrick Street. This is what they call the Gold Mile, and this was kind of where all the malls and stores and all the restaurants and all that stuff in Frederick was. Kind of, it has since expanded, but like there's my favorite Home Depot right there. And there's Petco, Giant Eagle grocery store. And so you can see, like, when you get like low in altitude, there's the Verizon store. When you get low in altitude, everything kind of takes on that like melted ice cream look. And so what it is they literally use a 2D satellite image and then use an AI technology to turn it into a 3D building. And so at altitude it looks much better. And once again, it's not perfect, but it's still light years better than other sims that would just have a computer generated building at that spot to represent what that building is supposed to be. I mean, these houses down here, if I drove to that green townhouse right there, it's exactly what it would look like. There's the courthouse. So, just sharing this short video. One of the other things I've been working to is trying to figure out a way to be able to capture video in virtual reality and have it at least be presentable to where you, the viewer, can sort of understand what's happening. But there's Thomas Johnson High School. Their football field, but so yeah, I've been just non-stop experimenting with different settings within how am I going to record my video? Am I going to record it on the PC? I mean, right now I'm literally recording it from within the headset. Okay, we're going to reach out to the airport.
Tower Cessna Alpha Sierra X-ray Golf Sierra is 3 miles northwest 900 feet with Alpha to land.
All right, so now I'm going to go ahead and attempt to land at the airport. Now, once again, because I'm not a real pilot, I probably am going to have my procedures all wrong, but so you can see the lights for runway 23 right there. I'm going to circle around and I'm going to fly, I believe, downwind with the runway on my left-hand side. So always looking for traffic. That's one of the things I would love to learn. Like I was thinking about doing like ground school, just to help me with my sim game. Just because, you know, I don't think with my back issues, I don't think I could physically handle, you know, flying. You know, after my Discovery flight, I was hurt really bad, and so, you know, I don't know if I could physically handle it. But it was like, that doesn't mean I wouldn't mind, you know, knowing basically how to do everything right as if I'm actually in an aircraft. So my point is I don't know, you know, when I'm in the quote unquote pattern, I don't know how far away I am supposed to be from the runway. There's the Monocacy River.
Clear to land runway 23 Cessna X-Ray Golf Sierra.
Right, so I'm going to bring my flaps down. Kick up a little speed with full flaps down. The stall speed of a Cessna 172 is 45 knots. So, yeah, I'm just keeping over 60 here. Now, honestly, I think I'm way too close. So we're making this turn in, like I said, at my altitude and distance to the runway. Now, to the left of the runway, you'll see the 4 white lights that are solid. Those are called your PAPI lights. So they help you know what your if you're in the correct descent rate. So if all four are white, you're too high off the glide path. If all four are red, the mnemonic there is if all four are red, you'll soon be dead. So the way you want to do it is you want 2 red, 2 white. And hopefully I'll get those here shortly. There's 1 red, 2 red.
Cessna X-Ray Golf Sierra. Goodbye. Ground Cessna Alpha Sierra X-Ray Golf Sierra, request taxi to parking.
Cessna Alpha Sierra X-Ray Golf Sierra taxi to general aviation parking using taxiway Alpha Echo.
Taxiing to general aviation parking using taxiway Alpha Echo Cessna X-Ray Golf Sierra.
There's the old flight control tower. Now the cool thing is there's a restaurant in there on the first floor that is really nice. I mean, it's, it has really good food at really good prices, and my wife and I sneak over there and grab a lunch every once in a while. What's funny is like they got picnic tables there, but there's seats. Like I've sat right over there and watched planes come in and out. And it's just crazy, like how the fact that it's so close to reality. Parking brake is set. Okay, turn off my strobe, turn off my nav, turn off my taxi. See here, I noticed I just screwed something up. My landing lights were not on during the flight. Anytime you're below, I believe it's 10,000 feet, your landing lights are supposed to be on. I'm going to go ahead and shut off my avionics switches. I'm going to shut off master there, shut off the beacon. And we are cold and dark. Well, I hope you appreciated. I hope you appreciated this fun little video, and maybe get a little bit of glimpse into why I love Microsoft Flight Simulator so much and why I spend so much time doing it. Until next time, you guys have a wonderful day.